Hi guys, this is Ken with MinnoTank, and I have Paul Toback, the CEO and co-founder of Sproing Fitness. And this segment is called Top 5 Tips to Pitch Investors. Paul has been through the ringer. Paul has a lot of experience and more gray than most of our pitchers have. No offense, Paul. And so we're going to have Paul share his top 5 tips to pitch investors. So Paul, what do you got for us?
All right, so top 5 tips. I mean, again, like you say, I've seen a lot and been through this process a fair amount. Tip number 1 is always be honest. You got to be honest with your numbers. You have to be honest with the weaknesses you've seen in your company, and you have to be honest with the opportunity that you have ahead of you. Because in the end, if you overpromise and underdeliver, nobody's happy. And so I think in the end, and we've seen this over and over again. Just be honest. Talk about what your opportunities are and where you think the marks are that you can hit. Number 2 tip would be really put together a great team. I think the more you can have people around you who you rely on, who are experts in their own field and don't try and do everything yourself, that makes a big difference. My business partner has made an amazing difference in how this company's progressed because he's got his own different expertise and we complement each other so nicely in different areas, and where he's strong, I'm not as strong, and vice versa. So I think that's been a real learning experience for me. Tip number 3 is really be clear on how you communicate. I learned this over and over. Hopefully I'm living by my own Bible here and people think I'm communicating clearly enough, but you really have to be clear and concise. No one wants to wade through pages and pages of information to find the crux of the issue. No one wants to hear 15, 20 minutes of rambling until they get to the point. Be able to communicate clearly. Tip number 4 would be you really do need to have a reason for being, and you need to have proof points behind it. Why are you in business? Why does your product or your service work, and why is it important for people? And then I think the last tip has got to be passion. You have to love what you're doing. I mean, there's a lot of mindless or degrading or petty things you do as an entrepreneur, and you do them every single day. I went from running the largest company in my industry with $1 billion in revenue and an office as big as my entire club to sweeping the floors and wiping down heart rate monitors. So you have to have an ability to put your ego aside, be willing to do anything it takes. And if you don't have the passion, you won't do any of those things. And I think that's important. And that's my last tip for people going through this.
Paul, I think that's your best one. The last one was very much the best. If you have the passion, you will do both. You will run the corner office and you will wipe down the heart monitors. I wish you could see our studio here at MinnoTank. We're extremely small, so we have to break down, put it back up every single day when we go on calls, and that's what we do. So thank you very much for sharing that with us. And that was Paul Toback, the CEO and co-founder of Sproing Fitness. Thank you.
Thanks, Ken.